We love you for that. All right, we got a new sponsor that I'm really excited about.
But one story that we've been following for a long time is how financial corruption and big business money, corporate dollars, corrupted the Young Turks network and made them an inferior news outlet, but also directly impacted to them straying from their left-wing values. They no longer identify as progressive. They're not the home of progressives anymore. They talk about how they're populist. They've completely abandoned the left-wing branding that they really invested in and that so many people in our audience participated in helping them grow, chipping in, really believing in the mission. And we have long documented, since well before most of you guys were listening to our show, how the Jeffrey Katzenberg money, the big corporate influences, the poly market money, these things have all played a role in Cenk and Ana pivoting to the right, moving to the right. If you look at Jeffrey Katzenberg's pet issues, what are they? Oh, he's really pissed off that he has to look at homeless people when he's in California, especially Southern California. That is exactly what Cenk and Ana moved to the right on. When you see Polymarket investing in their fucking, studio, right? The Polymarket Studios. And now they have all of these positive feelings about Marjorie Taylor Greene and all these positive feelings about Tucker Carlson. And, hey, Rumble might be kind of interesting and cool, right? Instead of just slamming it down, talking about how it's an obvious propaganda tool for corporate media who wants to give the veneer of independent news while just plagiarizing it completely. And we've also talked about how there is an ethical way, if you are a large left-wing media company, to align yourselves with companies that really do represent your value, right? So if I tune into the Majority Report, sometimes I'll be greeted with an ad about like CBD oil from this commune in New Hampshire or some shit like that, right? Or, a random ad like that. I want to show you guys an explicitly bad example of what kind of corporate media you can do when you just don't give a fuck about your ad reads, and then we're going to unpack it.
Yeah, not only do you not give a fuck about them, but seemingly you're like cozying up to organizations like this and people like this. We're about to mention who the owner of this specific company is, but let's take a look.
Yeah, this is crazy, guys.
We love you for that. All right, we got a new sponsor that I'm really excited about. It's Chapter. So we've been covering Medicare fraud for a long time, and unfortunately, there's a.
He said Medicare fraud, by the way, not Medicare for all.
Hundreds of these brokers out there now, and they're getting paid by the insurance companies, so they're not giving you the right advice. But Chapter is. We did a lot of research into this, and they're so rare they're almost unique, and they could save you up to $1,100 a year in average savings.
Yeah. Seems like you did a lot of research.
It's real. So like when you're looking for a Medicare plan, like my parents, whether it's you or you're helping your parents or anyone else, don't randomly go to people. Almost all of them are like working for the insurance companies and not you guys, but Chapter is working for you guys. We did our research on it, so I'm happy to have them as a sponsor, and they can save you a lot of money and save you a lot of.
If they did a lot of research, why aren't they telling us anything about who owns this company, Zach?
Exactly, and that's what I want to take a look at over here, guys, because this tab is from 2021. Chapter, a Peter Thiel-backed startup that helps older people enroll in Medicare, just raised $17 million. And I thought, oh, that's suspicious. And I want to give a shout out to this Natalie Marie Free Palestine account. They put that portion together. And then I was like, let me do a little bit of reading about Chapter Medicare, right? Let's see a little bit about this business. So I went over to the old Google machine, and, Jake did a lot of research. So I figured, owner, Chapter Medicare owner. Oh, Memoir Inc. Okay, so let's go ahead and look up Memoir Inc. Oh, hey, that's funny. Look who the founder is down here, everyone. That took about 2 seconds of research. Vivek Ramaswamy. So it says Memoir doing business as Chapter, right? So if you guys aren't familiar, you didn't go to business school, no worries. You get what's called a DBA. It's called doing business as. And then your shady company called Memoir Inc. can actually do business as if it's Chapter, which is warm and welcoming. And that's going to save you $1,100 in just a 20-minute phone call, right? So we know it's Vivek Ramaswamy's company, right? But let's go ahead and take a closer look at this more recent article about who's investing in it. I'm like, Chapter, okay. Stripes, that's the people that own Grubhub. Okay, let's look. XYZ Venture Capital, huge investors. What's this, Gavin? Naria Capital? That might ring a bell. That might ring a little bit of a bell to some of the people listening to our show too, because Naria Capital is very famous for one of its employees being the vice president of our United States, JD Vance. That's a venture capital firm that JD Vance is tied to. And those are the people who are investing in Chapter or Memoir Inc. And then you're like, well, you know what? Hey, at least Cenk and Ana, they're always fighting for the right thing. That's what Hassan says. This money's not moving them to the right. They're fighting for the right things when they believe in the right things. And sometimes they take their eye off of the ball, but it's not because of the money. Well, Gavin, you've listened to the Young Turks for a lot more than I have and for a lot longer than I have. You were familiar with them well before we launched this podcast. And I was under the impression that Medicare for All was a pretty big pillar of the Young Turks. They have this website here listing the pillars. It says higher wages, paid family leave, no more wars, negotiate all drug prices, money out of politics, and ban private equity from buying up homes. But I don't see anything on their website about Medicare for All. That's oddly coincidental given the fact that they're now giving people advice on Medicare and they want you to pay for it.
Yeah, that's it. The only thing, some people are saying DBA means database administrator, but
no, it means doing business as.
Okay, so I got a couple comments saying that, but either way,
we can put it up on screen. That's why they have the Memoir Inc. right here. It says they're doing business as, operates as doing business as Chapter.
All right, well, I'm glad to specify that so the people in chat, understand. Because this is a super shady company, and more proof that TYT will basically just sell their audience anything. I'm not sure about the validity of this service. Do you have any insight into whether or not they actually would help people bring down the costs of their Medicare plan? Obviously, that's not something I deal with. I'm 27 years old, not really in the position to be dealing with anything related to Medicare right now, but
no, listen, what they're doing right now is they're participating in the mass fucking scheme, the mafioso scheme, the pyramid scheme that is insurance. And Cenk is like, you know what? I'm tired of fighting it. I want to break myself off a piece. That's what he's doing. He's saying, you know what? I'm tired of fighting Medicare. Let me ally myself with JD Vance, Peter Thiel, and Vivek Ramaswamy, the guys that really care about helping you save money on your health insurance. Like, obviously, it's a scam. Obviously, it'll save you money in the way that Uber saves you money. It's cheaper than a cab. No, it's not. You're just using a different platform, right? You were able to sell it as $20 a month instead of whatever the lump sum that an antiquated insurance company. You made it savvy. You made it warmer. You made it look nicer. But what it is Cenk is selling himself out to the man. He's saying, I'm through fighting to give everybody free at the point of service healthcare. I'm no longer on the mission that Bernie Sanders has dedicated his fucking life to, which is giving everybody in America access to affordable healthcare via Medicare for All, right? He said, I'm not doing that anymore. I want to get myself paid. And we've seen him choose that over and over and over and over again. So I'm sick and tired of people coming out here and being like, no, Cenk actually believes this. What he believes is just bad. He's just a boomer. No, what he is doing is he is taking bigger and bigger crumbs so that he can sell out you, me, and every other leftist that actually believes this shit.
Hey, at least he's not renaming the studio the Chapter Studio.
Wait, just you wait. Wait till they offer the right number.
But yeah, no, I agree. This is, 100% another, part of this tradition of throwing his support for Medicare for All under the bus. We saw him throw it under the bus already when he ran for president. Zach, when he ran for president, exactly. Which, by the way, was a total fucking grift. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It was a complete fucking grift, a shitty attempt to sell his stupid book. He didn't even support Medicare for All then. He started talking about the public option shit, started straying further and further away. You don't really hear about it much on TYT these days. Do you want to listen to the ad read one more time?
Oh, yeah.
I think we didn't. I think we got it cut off at the very end. I'd love to hear that in its entirety one more time.
All right, we got a new sponsor that I'm really excited about. It's Chapter. So we've been covering Medicare fraud for a long time. And unfortunately, the hundreds of these brokers out there now, and they're getting paid by the insurance companies. So they're not giving you the right advice, but Chapter is. We did a lot of research into this, and they're so rare, they're almost unique, and they could save you up to $1,100.
They're so rare, they're almost unique
in average savings.
What does that even
mean?
And
it's real. So like for a Medicare plan, like my parents, whether it's you or you're helping your parents or anyone else, don't randomly go to people. Almost all
come to me.
Like working for the insurance companies and not you guys, but Chapter is working for you guys. We did our research on it, so I'm happy to have them as a sponsor. And they can save you a lot of money and save you a lot of grief. And you might have the right plan if they tell you have the right.
And by the way, we already know for a fucking fact that Cenk does not do a lot of research when it comes to this stuff, because he admitted, I might have the clip, he admitted that he didn't even fucking know Peter Thiel was involved in Polymarket, which was probably a lie.
I think that's a lie.
He probably did know,
100%.
but still, he was like, which I didn't know. I didn't know that. So it's like, now you expect us to, be doing your
He's
research.
the CEO of the company. It would be negligent if he didn't know that.
Great, then at least you have peace of mind. And it's free to you guys. So askchapter.org/TYT. You can also call it that number, 805-201-2275, 805-201-2275. But to me, the easiest way is askchapter.org/TYT. Definitely check them out. I'm gonna use them for my parents. I'm gonna save some money and have peace of mind.
No, you're fucking not, you
All
liar.
right, let's talk.
Look at Anna's face after he had to do that. Even Anna knows that's such a horrible look for the company.
Yeah. She's not fucking. He's not using that for his parents. That's a straight fucking lie. And again, that's the reason why I can't do these ad reads, even for a company that's not a Peter Thiel backed startup. They literally make you lie. They literally make you read a script that says, I love and trust this product, even though I don't actually use it, even though I'm just literally being paid to say this bullshit. I'm going to use this on my own parents. Like, no, you're fucking not, bro. Especially not Cenk Uygur, who's obviously like rich enough to not need some stupid service that's going to save you like $1,000 or he probably doesn't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I would imagine that his parents are pretty well taken care of individuals. And the reality is that, guys, Peter Thiel doesn't get into any kind of a business out of virtue, right? JD Vance's venture capital firm doesn't get into this business out of virtue. Do you think Vivek Ramaswamy founded this company because he was a really virtuous guy? He wanted everyone to have healthcare? No, he's a selfish prick. He's trying to make money. And what Cenk is doing is he's laundering this scam to his audience instead of saying all of these people are criminals that are profiteering off of a corrupt system that exploits you and makes your healthcare more expensive. Instead of challenging it from a systemic level, instead of saying, fuck all of this, this is a scam, and every single person at all levels are involved. Yeah, your insurance company is full of losers, liars, and scam artists. So is this fucking fraud company chapter. They're all full of losers and liars and scam artists. They're trying to make money off of you. They're trying to make money off of your suffering, off of your pain with Medicare, right? They're not helping you. He's not saying, hey, here's a non-for-profit that's here to help elderly people make smart decisions about their Medicare. That would be actually, virtuous of Cenk. If he came out here and he was like, here's a zero cost alternative. Here, I'm actually going to educate you. I'm going to use my massive platform to help you guys get good and free and valuable resources to help your parents make this decision. That's what a leftist would do. That's how a socialist would approach this. Instead, he decided to take some of the mobsters' cut. He said, yeah, go ahead and give me a kickback and I'll launder this to you. I'll say your family. You're going to take care of my family. It is textbook organized crime shit.
Yup. And this isn't even the first stupid thing like this that Cenk has promoted, obviously Polymarket, but also that stupid bank. Remember Aspiration Bank or whatever? And the owner of that went down.
Joe Sandberg.
Yup. Let's relive this 1 minute clip real quick
fraud.
where Cenk tried to explain away the Polymarket thing.
100%.
It's pretty funny.
All right, welcome to the Young Turks. Cenk Uygur, Ana Kasparian, all back in the studio here, Polymarket Studios in LA.
Thoughts and prayers.
Look, the last thing is about Peter Thiel. So apparently he put money into Polymarket, right? So that people are holding that against us. Now, I didn't know that when we did the deal, but does it matter? I'm gonna say something revolutionary. No, it doesn't matter. Why? Okay, Peter Thiel also financed PayPal. Did anybody ever use PayPal? If you did, guilty. Okay, hold on.
No.
Okay, Peter Thiel also financed Facebook.
So funny.
Did anybody ever use Facebook? I know Emma did.
You do ad reads, not use it.
Facebook. Emma, I can't believe you work with Peter Thiel. And Peter Thiel funded organization Facebook. Hey, give me all that.
Yeah, so that was like literally the dumbest thing that Cenk has ever said. When people like Emma criticized them for renaming their studio the Polymarket Studio and pointed out the publicly available and super obvious investors and owners of that company, his response was, well, when you used to work at the Young Turks, I made you post our content on Facebook, which is also invested in by Peter Thiel. So therefore, you're just as guilty as I am, even though I ordered you to do that. Like, it makes no fucking sense at all.
And also, using a platform is not the same as accepting money to vouch for it, right? Like, I use X, you could set me on fire before I would ever do an ad read for the fucking corporation. Elon Musk wants you to talk about how now it's not woke anymore. No, I'm not doing it, Elon. I don't want your filthy blood money, right? That's the response you have if you're a decent person. Like, Gavin and I, we turn down everything because we don't want to give the appearance at all of corruption or like that we're leaning one way or another. We go after people's ass. So we want to be able to be like, hey, look, pat us down. We're fucking clean. This is just what we believe. This is our take, right? We're not beholden to anyone. You guys know we'll fight with the audience. We have unpopular takes. That's how you guys know we're real. Okay, that's how you know we're genuine. Sometimes we come out here and say shit you don't like, right? But at least it's us. At least we're not out here telling you to buy some scam after it's over. We're not even telling you to buy Ridge wallets or some meal prep that we don't eat.
Yup, 100%, 100%. The only thing we hawk you guys is our Patreon and our merch store and all that good shit. But yeah, it feels nice to be independent. Feels nice to not have to grovel to these disgusting leeches of society to be like, can I please, rename the Vanguard studio the US Bank studio so that I can have some more money, Mr. Capitalist? Like, can you imagine?
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there. Be there. The Vanguard will be there.